Welcome.
Good evening, Chairperson Walsh, Vice Chair Dr. Jones, and members of the County Council. Tonight, I'm pleased to present my proposed fiscal year 2026 operating budget for Howard County. Despite emerging challenges at the federal and state level, we have developed a responsible and balanced budget spending plan that advances our collective priorities while recognizing the uncertainty and unpredictability ahead. This budget includes critical ongoing support for public education, public safety, the healthcare system, housing opportunities, our nonprofit service providers, and more. This budget strives to meet community needs without raising property taxes or income taxes on Howard County residents. The proposed FY26 operating budget of $2.3 billion represents a 1.6% decrease from the FY 2025 budget, reflecting a more uncertain fiscal outlook. The general fund, which supports most government services, totals $1.63 billion, which also decreases by 1.6% from FY 2025. Our budget recognizes modest growth from income tax revenues and property tax revenues. However, the reduction in one-time pay-go funds contributes to the overall decrease in our FY 2026 appropriations. In a tight fiscal year, our team has worked closely with Superintendent Barnes and the Board of Education. Our top priority in the FY26 budget was to direct significant resources to the Howard County Public School System to support our unparalleled education system. In FY26, we increased recurring revenues to HCPSS by $39.3 million above the state-required maintenance of effort funding. This operating increase of 5.1% in recurring funding to HCPSS brings the total county investment to $800 million. Combined with state, federal, and other funding sources, the total school system budget reaches a historic $1.2 billion in FY26. Howard County is also directing an additional $6.7 million to support pension liability costs for HCPSS. This cost was passed on to the county from the state this year and will ensure that HCPSS pension liabilities remain fully funded. Furthermore, we are providing $1.5 million in one-time pay-go funding to HCPSS for safety and security costs, pending approval from the Maryland State Department of Education. Accounting for new recurring revenue of $39 million and pension liability costs of $6.7 million, Howard County is funding a cumulative $45.7 million in new revenue towards school system expenses in FY26. This equates to approximately 64% of all new revenue growth in the general fund this year. This reflects a significant commitment that required great focus and effort. We also continue to support other educational partners, including Howard Community College and the Howard County Library System. The budget increases support for HCC and HCLS by $1.3 million and $794,000 respectively, a 3% increase for each institution. As we invest in our quality educational institutions, the FY26 budget strengthens public safety by providing critical resources to our first responders as they protect our communities. The Howard County Police Department will receive total funding of more than $162 million, reflecting an increase of $4.6 million to support ongoing staffing needs and services. The budget also includes one-time funding of nearly $800,000 to HCPD, which will provide funding support needed, equipment replacements, ammunition, and costs associated with the addition of a school resource officer at Guilford Park High School. The state's attorney's office is supported with $163,000 to ensure that public safety needs are met through the addition of an attorney for the Special Victims Unit and staff to support the body-worn camera program. This proposed budget prioritizes the Department of Fire and Rescue Services staffing and equipment needs with a total budget of $163.4 million as the fire department continues its work to keep our community safe. Excluding one-time funding from prior years, the fire department receives a 6.6% increase over the FY25 budget supported by the Fire Fund. Additionally, the fire department's FY26 budget includes a $5 million one-time transfer to capital projects comprising $4.5 million for potential land acquisition for a fire station and $500,000 for rural cisterns. These efforts will ensure that we continue to recruit and retain the most qualified professionals to safeguard our county while also keeping them safe. Our FY26 budget recognizes that a healthy community increases quality of life and the best outcomes for residents of all ages and abilities. We are investing $5 million in one-time funds to support the emergency room expansion project led by the Johns Hopkins Howard County Medical Center. This funding fulfills the second year of Howard County's multi-year $15 million commitment to deliver this much-needed 29-bed observation unit. When complete, the ER expansion will enhance the emergency department's capacity and reduce wait times for patients. Howard County plans to allocate approximately $2.3 million of opioid restitution funds in FY26 to hire 2 additional peer recovery specialists, support capital costs for Shepherd Pratt's Residential Treatment Center, and expand programming enhancements at Highland House, our only halfway house for pregnant women. This budget proposal also continues Howard County's successful maternal health program with an investment of $125,000, which will be used to fill gaps in the county's existing maternal and infant health program. These strategies work together to comprehensively support the behavioral, mental, maternal, and emergency health needs of our community. Our budget plan also makes significant investments to create wealth for families by expanding home ownership opportunities and improving housing availability. The budget directs more than $10 million toward homeownership, housing rehabilitation, affordable housing, and homelessness prevention programs. These housing investments include $2 million towards homeownership programs, $2 million for the Right to Purchase program, $1 million for home rehabilitation and financial education, and approximately $1.6 million for homelessness prevention. In addition to our housing assistance programs, our targeted investments in the proposed budget will help fund programs to reach our most vulnerable and under-resourced residents. We provide $14.3 million in operating support to nonprofits through Community Service Partnerships grants, or CSPs, to support youth and families across our county. This continued support to our nonprofit community is more vital than ever, especially in light of federal funding freezes faced by many of our service providers. Additionally, the FY26 budget includes more than $1.4 million to support youth initiatives. We're investing $850,000 in one-time funds to continue the successful HOCO Strives program, which addresses youth mental health, transportation barriers, and summer education. Our successful YEP, Youth Engagement Programming Initiative, continues with $500,000 collected for free and low-cost programming for our young people. Supporting our county foster care network is another key priority. We are committing $122,000 in one-time funds to launch programs to support foster parents and child welfare workers in Howard County. By targeting programs that assist the business community and the workforce, Howard County sees a significant return on investment. The proposed budget recognizes this positive impact and builds on these successful efforts. This proposed budget directs nearly $1.1 million in one-time funds to the Howard County Economic Development Authority to support its business development and employment growth programs. The FY26 budget includes $5 million in one-time pay-go funds to continue advancing the nonprofit redevelopment of the Flyer Building in Columbia into the Source. This hub will become a new community center that will host youth programs, offer family support and services, and include space for businesses, organizations to provide employment resources. Workforce opportunities for young people are also vital to the health of our economy and the success of future generations. The proposed FY26 budget includes funding to the Office of Workforce Development to expand the Summer Youth Employment Program from 225 students to 300 students in the upcoming fiscal year. County funding also picks up more than $600,000 in new costs to support workforce development due to a decrease of federal grants. Building on Howard County's efforts to foster energy independence, strengthen environmental protection, and promote agriculture, my proposed FY26 budget continues to advance Howard County's Climate Action and Resiliency Plan, Climate Forward. Proposed funding of nearly $1 million will support forest conservation, tree planting, and other environmental preservation efforts championed by Howard County. We are also committing $100,000 for hazardous tree removal through the Department of Recreation and Parks. Howard County will continue its successful grant programs to support our agricultural community with $800,000 in funding. With this funding, we will continue the Enhanced Agricultural Grant Program with $500,000. Howard County is also proposing to direct $300,000 in grants to continue the Agricultural Preservation Cost Share Grants and the Agricultural Grant for Innovation and Expansion. Our FY26 budget supports several public spaces and community facilities that are scheduled to be completed during the upcoming fiscal year. The Department of Recreation and Parks will receive funding to support partial year operations at the North Laurel Pool, which is currently under construction and estimated for completion this spring, or the spring of 2026, rather. The Howard County Arts Council and the Department of Recreation and Parks will also receive funding to support operations at the historic Circuit Courthouse in Ellicott City, which is undergoing major renovations and will open its doors later this year. Our budget also implements several reorganization efforts put forth during the current fiscal year to strengthen delivery and efficiency of government services. First, the FY26 proposed operating budget implements the new Department of General Services, which transitions existing functions of the Department of Public Works into a standalone department to manage county buildings, leases, capital projects, and building operations. This budget also launches the new Office of the Inspector General, which was created in December 2024 through council legislation. The new office will receive nearly $500,000 to support its operations in the first year, which includes hiring key personnel. To ensure that our residents can safely travel to school, work, recreational activities, and other destinations, this proposed budget includes vital investments toward transportation priorities. The proposed operating budget transfers more than $18 million in dedicated one-time pay-go funds to transportation-related capital projects. This includes $15.1 million for road resurfacing and approximately $3 million for sidewalk, bus stops replacements, road and bridge construction, and traffic projects. Furthermore, our FY26 budget invests $150,000 to continue the HOCO Rapid Ride Microtransit program that provides important transportation connections along the Route 1 corridor. At the federal level, the new administration has taken sharp actions to reduce the federal workforce, which has a disproportionate impact on Maryland and Howard County. We continue to have high exposure to federal funding and workforce decisions. At the state level, several actions were taken during the 2025 session that shifted state government costs onto local jurisdictions. For Howard County, these shifted state costs include pension liabilities for the Howard County Public School System's teachers to Howard County at a cost of $6.7 million. These costs are mandatory, are not folded into the HCPSS required maintenance of effort funding, and are directly billed to Howard County government. Redirecting 90% of the costs associated with the Maryland State Department of Assessments and Taxation, or SDAT, to Howard County at an additional cost of approximately $1.1 million on top of the current 50% share. Pension costs for community college employees to Howard County at a cost of $200,000. These cost shifts and new state requirements equate to approximately $8 million in unanticipated costs that must now be paid directly by Howard County government in the upcoming fiscal year, eating directly into any new revenue growth. Excluding fee adjustments and use of one-time pay-go funds, new general fund revenue is approximately $68.5 million in FY 2026. However, the total general fund budget in FY 26 decreases by 1.6% from last year due to fewer one-time resources available from fund balance. As a local government, we have a duty, obligation, and requirement, God bless you, to propose a balanced budget. My team has worked extremely hard to develop various strategies to support strategic priorities without increasing taxes on our residents, laying off county employees, or compromising essential services. Our FY26 budget deploys several cost-saving measures and cuts within county government that were announced earlier this month. First, we are pausing hiring for approximately 40 positions in county government. These are currently unfilled positions in county departments and offices and do not impact sworn positions for public safety. These positions will remain partially or fully frozen during FY26. Second, we made the painful decision and are reducing county health care premium contributions from 90% to 85%. We were previously the highest in the state among counties, and this choice aligns with our surrounding counties in Maryland. As a result, county employees will see an increase in their health care contributions of approximately $20 to $60 per paycheck. Third, we are optimizing and reducing technology, mobile communications, and internal county transportation costs to promote efficiency and realize savings. This will save on technology costs, fuel, vehicle maintenance, and more. Fourth, we are reducing travel, printing, and training costs across the county by nearly 10% below the prior year's budget. Fifth, we are implementing energy savings days for non-critical county government buildings. As part of these efficiency efforts, we will reduce water, paper consumption, and energy usage while ensuring that our buildings remain secure. Finally, we have made overall cuts to county budget requests for FY26 and minimized new initiatives in our departments and offices. Through this process, we have worked hard to preserve the current employees who work tirelessly to serve our county, ensuring that no one loses their job in this proposed budget. I want to emphasize that our revenues and our budget remain very susceptible to changes at the federal level, and we will need to continuously evaluate the evolving fiscal situation throughout the upcoming fiscal year. Federal uncertainty continues to loom, and many future impacts are yet to be felt. To prepare for these emerging challenges, our budget sets aside an additional $2.5 million in one-time PAYGO funding to respond to unknown federal impacts and other key challenges that may occur in the year ahead. Coupled with our diligent fiscal planning, these strategies are designed to ensure a balanced FY26 budget and respond to funding challenges and changes that we are analyzing from the state and federal impacts. We continue to exercise fiscal planning, strategy, and discipline to implement innovative, cost-efficient solutions to deliver core services. Our sound fiscal management again resulted in Howard County's AAA bond rating from all three credit agencies. Howard County ranked among the top 2% of counties nationwide to earn this vote of confidence at a time of economic hardship and uncertainty for many local governments. I would like to thank our residents, business leaders, community organizations, and the County Council for the input shared throughout this budget process. I also want to thank my team, including Budget Director Dr. Holly Sun, for their partnership in developing a responsible and balanced budget that advances a thriving community for all. I'm especially grateful for the hard-working employees for maintaining essential services and addressing the needs of our residents while ensuring Howard County remains the very best place to live, work, play, grow, and thrive for all. We look forward to your consideration of this proposed budget, and I thank you for your time, energy, and partnership.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ball.